Okay, I figured out I have about an hour to hang out and play with the new Tim Holtz Mini Journal Magazine collage that we're going to do. Let me show you the magazine collage images we have to work with. And I made a whole bunch of paper dolls and I cut out a whole bunch of stuff. So here's, let's move this over so you can see him better. One girl. This lady has grape hair, or I guess those are blueberry hairs. This gal has a fox hat. This gal doesn't have a hat. I'm not sure why. This lady has a lamp head. This gal has a cat head. No hat here, so we're going to have to find some more hats. This lady has like a brilliant idea head. This fella has a house hat. I have a lot I want to do in a very little space. Let's put this over here. Yay me. Let's move our collage items over here. And let's start thinking about what we want to do. We're not going to think about the cover yet, unless we think about who we want on the cover. And if I have to pick somebody for the cover, it's going to be this gal. So if we're calling, let's see, this goes over this, and that makes the gusset. So this is the actual cover and the flap. And I can get most of her on there. And for her, I want dark purple. I had to go to my stash to get my villainous potion. I used some, I think it's the first, maybe the second, because there's a couple I used for making faces and such. But this is the first color of distress paint that ran out, this really dark purple. Do not use your scissors to open up paint. Now we got to shake this sucker. We got to take the thing off, but I am going to use some of the paint from back there. Okay, so she's going to be over here. So kind of what I want to do, and we'll do the whole cover, is dark into like a lavender over to dark. So I want to be able to see her pretty well, but I also want that dark color. Oh my gosh. Villainous potion is always, oh, there's a lavender. Look at me. Okay, let's get a brush and let's get some water. Here's some water. And water's always the nemesis to magazine collage, huh? Okay, so let's get a little bit of this out. Let's really wet this. I love the distress paint because you can really wet it and it holds its color. So I want this flap to be very purple. Hey, Kitty. Kitty's here. Okay, so I've got this right side of this really dark. And now we're going to flip it around and not get purple paint all over our other guys. Kitty is very excited about crafting. It's so funny with the distress paint, I think it's the black, I'm 99% sure the black in distress paint is super runny, just depending on what they had to use to get the colors to work. And the purple here is super thick. Okay, so now what we need is some purple. Is that the ball? That's the ball. All right, but we need some purple. And then we need some lavender, and this lavender's running out too. Oop, lots of lavender. That's fine. Because we're going to do a couple things with that lavender. Okay, so we need purple and a little bit of lavender for over here, right? So we're going to just start blending that lavender. Okay, purple, a little bit of lavender over here. And then lavender in here. And I'm not worrying about covering over those grommets there, because this will probably be covered. Okay, great. So now I need to dry this, because if you put wet paint on wet paint, you're going to merge the paints. But if you put wet paint on dry paint, you will be able to use it. Okay, and this is not, as Tim Holtz says, crispy dry. It's just a little dry. And we're going to pick, I've had this stencil in my head since I bought it. So we're going to use this fun number stencil. I feel like Tim Holtz is very much into vintage, but this stencil to me feels very modern. I'm just going to use a little bit of paint to have this go this way. And I like that I'm running out of paint as we go down. Okay. In here, okay, we're going to have to move this down because I want lots of lavender in here behind her. And if you wanted this stencil to be less under the bottom, see how I'm pushing under the bottom? Then you could use those dabbers. But this isn't anything that I'm going to be, I'm not going to outline the letters. I'm not going to do anything like that. And at this point, the stencil is pretty juicy. So now I'm just going down on this further end, adding some dark purple to it. And this is going to smudge the other part. So if you have a problem with that, don't do this. But I like I'm just using this stencil to make some texture. And partially to lighten up the areas that I want to be light. Okay, that is awesome. Okay, so what I did was I took some of the, no, I just smudged it. I took some of the paint that was kind of a little wet off of here. We're going to put our Distress Villainous Potion. Maybe I just don't shake it enough, but it's always like really freaking thick. Okay, so now let's think about that gal. Where'd she go? Oh, and what I wanted to tell you is while I do adore distress paint at a base level, one of the reasons I like it the best is it dries matte and it dries flat. So unless you bubble it by, which I did a little bit by heating it, this, even though it looks like there's globs and lumps and things like that, totally flat. Okay, so let's clean this little mess up so that I don't have a little clump of wet paint in the middle of my work surface. Imagine that. Okay, so now we have to think about, I don't hate what's going on here. We'll probably do some embossing later, things like that. But let's think about things we could use in the background. Those are not it. We could make her a castle. Not hating that. There's another piece of the castle. Make her some bougie old girl. That's an owl face. I was thinking with this pig, I could have when pigs fly. Oh, look at that guy. I feel like he could come over here and be part of this dark and creepy, more dark and creepy part. This is kind of cool, but I feel like it takes away from the dark and brooding front. Okay, so now we have more of this, which was somebody's hair, but that could be dark. This could be dark. I'm just basically looking for some stuff that's kind of dark and grungy. All right, let's see if we want to, oh my goodness. No, I know where she is. These guys. Maybe can go over by this guy. And then I'll get a big old head for him. But I know where she is. I went to visit my friend Tina D, and we went to Tennessee, and we must have gone through somewhere, but I have this cool voodoo Tater Reefs background that I can put on there, and then she's gonna be walking. Ooh, do we even make her kind of, I hardly ever put them in the middle. Do we move this over and cut off? Yeah, we move that over and cut off more of that so we can have her. What if we put it there and then we have that bend? What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? I don't hate that. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm loving that. Let's see what else we have. We have corn. For the guy with the hat, we have another little tiny hat. Orange could go because it's kind of that Halloween vibe, but I'm not getting it. This is very industrial, so it could possibly go with this side with this guy, like if he was a train guy. I don't know. All right. Those are too happy. Oh, this is a good poll. Do we want her to have, we don't really see her feet. That's not it. This could be a light pole though. Oh, I kind of love that. Could I get a light pole in? It's actually a banister on a stair. Yep. Because see, now more of the things are touching and it will feel more real. Okay. Do I have enough? I feel like I have enough for her. Yep. I'm good with that for her. Now, I'm not digging this. So let's find somebody else we love for the back cover. I might leave... Oh, I think I'm going to love that. Okay, who else is good enough for the back cover? Not that guy. The cat lady's too funny. I don't want a man. How about a lady? Okay, so it's going to be up in the air for me between... Oh, she looks crabby. Oh, a school teacher lady. Is this a school? I think this is a school, and she was the headmistress. Oh, I think she was. Okay, so then if we put this school over to here and we put her, oh my gosh, it fits perfectly. And she's the headmistress. I'm almost thinking I want a hat on her, but I'm not there yet for Pete. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so you might except I would glue it down in a heartbeat. No problem whatsoever, but we have to paint the back of this and do something with the back. So on the back, I'm going to paint and then stamp with some of the stamps. Because if I don't use my stamps this year, I can't buy any more stamps ever again, and I would be very sad about that. So for the inside, I'm thinking red. So this is candied apple and lumberjack plaid, which is my favorite red in the Tim Holtz line. New brush. And you are going to start to wonder how many brushes I have. Oh, and another old candy apple. There's another one dying. I painted. Oops. There's the ball. Don't touch the ball. You'll get red on your fingers. Me. I touched the ball. Okay, so we can do this one backwards. Since I dumped out all this red. There we go. And this is going to be more than I want for this one little part. So let's do this. And if you're worried that this is going to make it boring, because I have read 2 places now, what it actually does is it makes it cohesive, right? We always think we need all different colors and things like that, but really what we need is these are, and don't forget, these are the backgrounds. This is not the star of the show. The star of the show is, put that somewhere I don't get everything ruined. The star of the show are the magazine images, right? Not this background image. And I need some of that anyways to go with my lumberjack plaid to be the middle part. Do I still have too much? I still have too much. Not a bother. Oh, I think I could do a whole middle. I am getting paint all over me. I have a doctor's appointment, you guys. And I always paint right up until the time I have to leave. And then I'm like, I should wash my hands. And then I'm running around washing my hands. It never gets out. And then I look like some kind of weirdo at the doctor's office. Okay, that looks great. So if that would bother you, if that little bit of folderol would bother you, don't dump out paint right on your project, right? Because that was an opportunity for me, not a disaster. See how much more blue is in this lumberjack plaid? I like a blue red better than a pink red. So lumberjack plaid is my favorite. Okay, and then we're going to come down here and get this edge. All right, you've seen me paint. I'm going to finish painting this and finish painting the other one that I need to do the edges on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I always think about Tim Holtz when I'm drying my paint. Oh, look, we got some cool red blotches on it. When I'm drying my paint, because he gets really mad when people say, how do I know if it's dry? And he's like, if you touch it and it's wet, it's not dry. But the thing with his paint is that you can look at it and see if it's wet. Because when it's wet, it's glossy. And when it's dry, it's matte. So I find that hilarious that you can actually tell by looking at his paint. I don't think he uses his paint as much as he does some of his other stuff. He's a big, those gals and guys who do the thing where they blend inks. And I do have all his inks. We're going to use some of them later. Eek. Lots of glue. And this is Nuvo glue. Okay. Could we not have a paint? What did I do with the other paintbrush? That's what I was looking for in horror. Oh, it's over under the lady with the blueberry hair. Great me. That's a good solution. Okay. So we do want this one stuck down really well because this is going to be the cover and it's on a bend, right? So that's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, let's put our lamp in here, and I think like right in there. Well, I'm kind of digging this. I'm glad I did this. I wasn't sure what to do with this Tim Holtz little mini book because most of the examples were like traditional junk journals, right? Like really cute, lots of layers, sewing on them, all that kind of stuff. And I don't do much of that in the real world. I make junk journal stuff free for you guys, but mine always tends up turning into something dark and broody and not generally so happy. All right, that's on there. And then we're going to put her on. Kitty's watching squirrels. We live in a subdivision that's very much a subdivision, but we live on the edge. So we have back door neighbors. Well, that's side neighbors, but over, so 1, 2, the third lot over is like a huge open space where the kids go and fish. So we get from time to time turtles, and we have so many bunnies. I love bunnies. And then, we gotta pull that down or her neck's gonna be I don't mind a little bunch, but I don't want a really bunchy neck on her. She's supposed to look cool, not bunchy. Okay, so that side's done. Let's go ahead and do this side. Something's still very wet on there. All right, do we want this? Yeah, that one's right to the bottom, so let's put this one right to the bottom. Didn't we have another piece of school? Okay, so I do have another piece of school. So what do I want to do? I have a man problem. I am going to do this because there's a man right here, which I could fix a million different ways. But I kind of want it to not, I want to be able to have places to doodle. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to use my extra piece of school to make my school more interesting and doodleable. So first off, we're going to glue the school down. Oh, I'm doing good on time. I have 25 minutes left. I love Dina K. White with A Slob Comes Clean. She's told me what I have. And when I'm in the craft room, I have what's called TPAD, Time Passage Awareness Disorder. And so if I come in here and I have something to do after, I have to check my watch all the time because I will be sitting here and people will be calling going, where are you? And then I have to go visit Grandma Linda. We have some cookies to take her. She used to live with us, but now she is in this really cool nursing home I found for her that has goats. So if I ever have to be in a nursing home, they have goats and 2 pigs. They have so many goats because, you know, once you have a couple goats, then you have lots of goats. But they have 2 pigs that do not appear to like each other very much, so we probably won't have too many more pigs. And there used to be, I kind of want her off to this side. There used to be an alpaca, but he seems to have moved on. And then there's 3 horses and 1 donkey. And it really is nice because when I go to see Grandma Linda, not only do I get to see Grandma Linda, she has Alzheimer's, so it's a little harder to visit her now. But I'm like, but you get to see goats. And I'm like, I love goats. Okay, so we're going to put her, so we have lots of good angles from that building behind her and her arm. Okay, let's get her head straight. Ooh, I know I didn't glue down her. We're seeing a lot more of her than I thought we would. That's exciting. Maybe we could doodle her dress. If there's not much going on there, then there's no reason to doodle it. But maybe we'll get to doodle some down there. Okay, so now in here, one of the things I know I want to do is, where's my pig? I have to find my pig. So we got some pigs, we got chicks. I might put this in here. Bing, 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 but I need my pig. So I want a little when pigs fly. So that, oh, let's cut off her leg. Amputation. I am not mocking amputees. I just amputate the parts of the magazine collage people that stick off the bottom. Okay. So I want a pig's flying thing. And I have a couple of birds in bloom over here. And I'm thinking some of them have really good butterflies. Ooh, I could do some bee wings, but that's a beautiful picture. I don't want to waste a bee wing for that. So I'm going to find, just so you know, a little pair of wings. Ooh, I could use this as a little pair of wings. That's very cool. Wings don't have to be legitimate wings. They could be like just something weird that looks cool. All right. I'm going, because this is my actual journal. I love you, but I also want to have a really cool journal. So this, don't forget, this is going to have this book in it, and there's another book under the pile. So the front is both sides, but going to be folded over. But this is definitely like just this part. This part doesn't count on this one. So we're going to do When Pigs Fly up there. And then this here. Now let's figure out who we're going to have be the person here. Okay. Oh, you need to go back into the pile of stuff. I wouldn't mind this gal with her little idea, but she needs a really quite a broad space, right? Because her thing sticks out. Do we do When Pigs Fly with the cat lady? Too much. Do we do Pigs Fly? Oh, yeah. That to me is the answer. So this little corporate guy, Horace, he's the vice president. And he says, we will get our loan when pigs fly. He's kind of pissy. Okay, we're going to put him right there, and we're going to put as little of the bend as we can get on the bend as we can. But he's a mean banker that doesn't want to give us our loan. And he's only going to give us our loan when pigs fly. Ooh, I got to do I can put him down because he's a background. But I have to do my stamping. Okay, he's pretty straight, right? Let's get him down because the pig is the feature of this one. So let's get some stamping back behind the pig. And then I just lost my beautiful border. Plus I have to get some wings for my pig. So I'm just gonna paper clip my pig over here. I'll be able to put my border down, or my border down once I get some of these stamps on. I am in love. So look at these. Now I do feel like, okay, let's see, what do we think? These are Diane Reevely stamps. So it needs to be something serious, but not too serious. So I think either Harlequin, I will always pick Harlequin, but I think I could use that. And then I bought her colors, really pretty colors. Look, cranberry juice. I have wanted Tim Holtz to make a raspberry color. Oh, all my things are in the other room because I helped little children. Hang on, we're going to use an embossing pad as our stamp holder, as our stamp acrylic. It's fine. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's fun. Okay, so we're going to go kind of cattywampus all over. Should we do it the whole way across? Let's do it the whole way across because I'm lazy. Okay, bink, bink, bink. We can do some on his desk just to kind of get him into the picture. And I would probably annoy Miss Diane Reevely with my stamping because she is a professional stamper. We're going to come in off the top. We're going to come in off the bottom. I just use it enough to get some colors and texture around in the background. Look at that. Look how fast was that. That was so much easier, even having to use a embossing stamp to stamp with it, than doing painting, which I do painting all the time. I have a feeling if I would just get over myself and use stamps, some of the millions of stamps I already have, I would be better off. Okay, so now, oh, I have to put my pig here because I need to find him wings before I stick him down. So he's going to be there, but I can put my cool border down, and then we can start thinking about what to do over there. And then I literally have to go in 15 minutes. So we have 15 minutes left. And this is a row of really pretty colorful beer glasses, which I love, which will make such a cool border. And I want to keep Horace so we can see that he's the bank manager. So we're not going to cover up his whole name. Don't wiggle it too much. Let's try to get it straight. There we go. There we go. This one's crooked. Nice. All right, let's see if we can find something to do for this side, and then I could doodle tonight. How fun is that? All right, I do have, don't forget, this is the inside of this, right? So this is, we're only going to see this side. So who do we have? Oh my goodness, I kind of love this gal. She is sitting on her throne. Do we use this part of the column as a background? Oops, oops, oops. Where's your hat? For her hat. Oh my gosh, I have to put her here. Or I could put her in here, right? Because I need something wide for her. I think I'm gonna put her in here. I like her in there. Do we have anything for the background besides this pole? Okay, I can put the pole down, so give me a second. And I don't know why I glued all the way to the top, because I knew it wasn't going to go all the way to the top. Me! Okay, so we got this gal. Let's see if we have anything else we want to put behind her. Oh, how about a screen? Make a little room. I don't hate that. Okay, do we need both of the sides? No, we don't need both sides of the screen. That's why it's too much. We're going to make this little, we have a, when I used to go to the garage or the estate sales, we have a super expensive gilded frame with a gentleman that definitely looks Jewish. He has the full beard and all that. And I wasn't able to sell him. And so now we have Uncle Eli, and we really like him. We are not disparaging Uncle Eli, and he is in an amazing frame. But this reminded me of that because this looks like a Russian guy. And I love having like historical vintage ancestors around, even if they aren't mine, right? Because I'm adopted, Hispanic. Maybe that's why I like, oh my gosh, I'm psychoanalyzing myself right now. Maybe I love Uncle Eli so much because I was adopted into as a Hispanic gal into a really white neighborhood in northwestern Pennsylvania of predominantly Pennsylvania Dutch. And maybe that's why I love ancestors. Okay, we're going to get her down straight, her little legs. Okay, now we're going to flip this up and make sure her head, she was a pain in the butt to do. Can I just talk to you about this lady's face? And her hair is not stuck down at this point, which means I can put something behind it if I want. Okay, so I decided I was going to do these tiny glasses, right? So then I was doing the tiny glasses, and I thought, oh, I'll just put them on top of some eyeballs, but they were getting really fragile because there's not much paper in there. So then I stuck the tiny glasses to a different piece of paper, cut around them again, cut the insides out, and then stuck them over eyeballs, and then stuck them on. Oops. Oh, got little bits that aren't stuck down. I am not the world's best gluer. Okay, I feel like we have accomplished exactly what we wanted to accomplish for today, which was to get, that would be so mean to make his wings out of bacon. We're not doing it. I was a vegetarian for years. I had to stop being a vegetarian for health reasons, but I'm a vegetarian at heart. Okay, I was trying to see if I could find us a wing. We could definitely turn this into a wing. We could cut a wing out of flowers, but I don't want it to be a bright wing. We could cut a wing out of that. If you only have a bunch of grapes will accomplish everything you need in life. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm going to leave all this other stuff here for next time we visit. And we already have one of our pages done. And I am going to take this in the other room, and I have 2 sides to doodle. Yay me. We can cut this off. Don't cut wet glue with your scissors. So, oops. Her feet are not glued down. Oh, and we can cut that border too. Well, I guess you don't have to stay with me to cut the border, but there we go. Too much glue, me. All right. I am going to head out to the doctor with my gooey, sticky hands. And I shall see you next time. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.